This is a recipe I found online, haven't tried it yet, for Subway rolls. And I love Subway sandwiches, so we want to see how easy this recipe is and how close it comes to the real thing. Putting in some warm water, 1.5 cups. I'm using bottled water because our tap water tastes like arse, and I don't want the dough to taste like that. The recipe says to whisk together the yeast, and this is 2 tablespoons of yeast. It's a lot of yeast because they want it to be airy, so hopefully that's what happens. So a ton of yeast in warm water. I don't normally whisk it, but the recipe says to do that, so we're gonna do that. Then we're putting in sugar, 30 grams of that. I'm using plain old white sugar. I'm sure you could use whatever you wish, but following this. Oil. This is vegetable oil. You want a light flavored oil unless your recipe calls for something with more depth. So that's vegetable oil. Does it say salt? It does. We're gonna add in our salt. That's 10 grams. Also says to put an egg in. So we'll crack that open. Look at these beautiful yolks. Boom. I am also dividing this recipe. This is half of the recipe, not the full thing. I read through the comments that people have done that, so I'm not worried. Here is the special ingredient that most people don't have on hand. It's mashed potato flakes, and it's supposed to make the bread extra soft. Often you'll read in commercially made bread products that are super soft, you'll see potato starch or potato flour, and that's what that does. Next step is to add our flour and knead it for 6 minutes. So done with the whisk, put that aside. I pre-measured my flour, and this is 570 grams of bread flour, not all purpose. Could you use all purpose? I don't know. So we're gonna add that in. So you're gonna take that mixture that you made, lock it into place. Don't forget your dough hook like I've just done. And you mix it on low. It says for 6 minutes. So when it says low, I usually do setting 3 on my Cuisinart, but apparently the motor can change with age. So just look at it. If it's going slow, that's probably good enough. It does look as though she's coming together, and I should probably have checked the time for this. 1:43. Okay. As the kids would say, it smells like dough. I didn't realize we're on. That's really coming together. I'm wondering if that's actually a bit fast. Let's slow that down a bit. Okay, so this is the Italian bread, which means that we want Italian seasonings on top of it. That does not fit in there. We are gonna measure out, following the recipe, a tablespoon of oregano, despite the fact that oregano is potent as all heck, and I'm worried about this. A tablespoon of oregano, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, a tablespoon of dried parsley. Yeah, that might have been a heaping tablespoon. That's okay. I like garlic. And a tablespoon of dried parsley, and then 2 tablespoons of Parm cheese. I don't mean Kraft Parm cheese, but the recipe might. Tablespoon of dried parsley. I like fresh Parm, like Parmigiano Reggiano. It has really good flavor, and I'm biased to it, so that is what I'm gonna use. This was freshly grated, and I'm wondering, when you get this stuff in the package, it's actually more condensed, so I might do a 3rd tablespoon, because that can't hurt. Oh, wow, smell that. See how this is sticky as all heck? We need more flour. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of flour little by little. This is too wet. I feel silly. You know what it is? Sometimes the water is measured in cups and sometimes it's measured in 250 mils. And I think I did the 250 mils, not cup. Okay, I do have to leave it here for 10 minutes, but it's stuck to the bottom. What do I do? See, it's all stuck to the bottom. I know when you make donuts, the dough is sometimes like this, but this is not donuts. Okay, if I work quickly, it doesn't technically stick to my hands. So maybe it's okay. I feel like I have already kneaded this too much and maybe used too much flour. So I don't want to mess it up anymore. That's good. I think that's good. You think that's good? All right. I was just looking for a head nod from Brian in case you guys are wondering, because I can't make a decision on my own. All right, it says to leave it for 10 minutes. So we will leave it for 10 minutes and then we're transferring it onto a floured surface and cutting it into 4 pieces. And that's when we're gonna spray them with water, dip them in here and put them in the Fancy Subway silicone mat. This is so thin, it's supposed to sit on a cookie sheet that fits it. Unfortunately, I did not test the size of our cookie sheet, and the giant cookie sheet we used to have is no more. This is our makeshift way of having it fit. Now, the dough has been resting for 10 minutes, and you have to put it on a floured surface to divide it. I would like to weigh mine, so before I put it on the floured surface, I'm gonna huck my dough onto the scale. Beauty. That's all right, we're gonna roll with it. Roll with it, roll with it. Roughly half. Oh my God, this is definitely not what it looks like. 284. I'm just gonna kind of like pinch around so that there's a bit of a seam. This might not be the prettiest, but I hope it tastes good. I am absolutely not looking forward to this. Oh, wait, it gets better. The cheese clumped up and this is no longer easily dippable into, so I guess we're gonna find out what the heck's gonna happen here. It says to spray them with water. I am seriously. Okay. Oh, Brian, damn it. It's too much. It's not, it's gonna end up over seasoned. Ask me how much I love this recipe. Oh shit, it's so wet. These, I definitely have done something wrong. It's just too much. It's too much. Look at this mess. Oh my God, Brian. I'll put the other 2 on the other cookie sheet. What do we think of that? Is that a good idea? Oh, that is really long. Oh my God. Someone order 1.5 feet long. Maybe a ruler would be helpful. The seasonings are not in the middle. Seasonings are not in the middle. Remember when you asked if this container was large enough to dip the seasonings into? And I said, yeah, it'll be fine. Before you have them rise, you're supposed to score them, and you don't add the cheese yet. I don't know where I'm gonna score them since there's so much freaking stuff on them. So, cut. That's not working. That's not working. I'm panicked. I'm really frustrated. You know what? I don't even know why I'm doing this. These are evidently not like doughy enough. They're like liquid. I think I needed more flour. I should have trusted my instincts and added a bit more. They feel very wet. And now they have to sit for an hour. We add a bit of cheese on top and then they will bake. Hopefully, after they rest for an hour, they puff up like the picture. Fingers crossed this works. They've been rising for about 40 minutes, 45, and it can take anywhere up to an hour to triple in size. I think this is good enough. I did a little poke test, so if you poke the dough and you still get a little bit of an indentation, but it does start to come back. To me, that means that it's proofed enough. So we are adding a cheese. So a sprinkling of cheese. And I think that's probably a good amount. I don't want to overdo it. I always overdo it with cheese. They bake for like 15 to 18 minutes. Someone send a prayer. All right. Oh, shit. Oh no, I checked if they fit lengthwise. I didn't check if they fit this way. Brian, send help! There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we've avoided disaster. Oh God. if they don't puff up, then we know next time maybe we let them go a little bit longer. If we pull and they're undercooked, like it almost feels doughy. Oh, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What does Subway's bread look like? Browned? Not browned? Like that? That looks about right, right? The recipe mentions online to let it cool in the molds. I am so upset with these pans that I just want to get these onto a cooling rack. So that is what I'm gonna do. Okay, now we can let them cool. I don't know how long that's gonna take, so we will update you. All right, let's pick up the beast. See if it feels cooled down, and it does. Wow. Wow. So that, I think we could have reduced that cook time by a minute, because look at the bottom. So it's a little bit darker than I think we wanted. Let's check this one. Whoop. Yeah, not terrible though. I think that's pretty darn good. And I like that. You get the crease just like when you get them from Subway, you know, that line there, and then that little imprint.
Do you think that's too long?
It's so fluffy. Oh my gosh, wow.
What, Mom?
They normally, oh, I know, they normally cut them in half, or cut them, whatever.
Can I eat that too?
This is probably
Mom,
fine, right?
how did I get that?
That's good. Maverick, do you want yours toasted? This is the first sandwich on the Subway bread. Look at that. So tender. Wow. That's actually really damn good. Very soft. Not as toasted as Subway. I don't have that convection whatever, but that's a bomb sandwich. 100% a do-over.